All right, guys, so here we go. We got the cracked ice, which I absolutely love. Zach Wilson, rookie ticket, humongous card, you know, and it's a beauty, but it needed to be cracked because there's just a few things I think are fixable on it. Can't do much, of course, with the centering, but good. It's 9.5. And then corners are decent, surface is decent, and the edges are slammed at 7.5. So I'm going to show you what I think. That's definitely an issue right there. I mean, that's pretty big. So like at first I couldn't figure out why it was 7.5, but that's a direct hit. And then if you flip it over, that direct hit carried over to the back a little bit. Let me just show you guys what I'm talking about. So this one's a little bit harder to see. It's on the edge. There. If you look at the right in this area, it's just not right. See it? I took some pictures, guys, so I'll do before and afters, but let's do it. And then I got like a little bit of white in the corner, and you guys hear me stress, don't touch white, don't touch white. But you can also see the edges flipped, so I'm not going to press on that white too hard, but I'm going to try to get that edge to lay back down. All right, so let's just go at the most nasty part first. So, number one, thanks for tuning in, guys. I'm Kurt with Kurt's Card Care, and I'm going to use my corner tool on this. As you guys see, I'm working on glass, and I have all my display of penny sleeves down there, and I'm just going to try to get this thing to lay back flat because I don't see like a direct hit or really like a point of impact, I guess. It just, the edge just doesn't look good. So here's the technique, man. I'm not going to just deviate from this too much. We're just going to try to use the corner tool just to lay it back down into place. So I'm going to work a little bit behind the bump, a little bit on top of the bump. And when I'm dragging this to try to make the line, you know, come back and look tight again, I'm going to start a little bit below the bump and go through it. You know, I could be wrong. You know, working on a card is not an exact science, even though I wish it was, but I've worked on a lot of cardboard, and I think I can bring this one back to life at least better than a 7.5. So I'm not going to keep picking it up and doing camera checks. It's not a card I want to touch a lot. So it's still there a little bit. I got to lessen up a little bit, but I'm going to go in with a little bit of humidity. This is a straw, you guys. If you haven't watched my videos, I'll use a little bit of humidity to work on these corners or edges. I just want to be very careful. This is a very expensive card. And it has an on-card auto. I might not be as chatty on this video, so just, you're welcome. I'm kidding. Hit me with any questions like always, guys, but I just want to focus on this thing. And when you have to add a little bit of humidity, guys, just go in there and get it off. I'm located in Michigan, and I swear one day it's hot, one day it's cold, one day the humidity's like 70%, one day it's like 10%. So it's just environment plays a lot when working on cards. We're already making some progress, dudes. And when working on an edge, you want to work on the front and the back, like 50-50, so you can get it ideally back to the middle. Just gonna use my little, I'm looking for a penny sleeve. Still there a little bit, see it? Got the front side of it and the back side of it down. Let me take a look back here. All right, guys, so I'm gonna try to get this back edge a little bit smoother. I'm just gonna use the same technique, a little bit of humidity, and then try to get it back into place. And even though, you guys, I'm a big proponent of my like cleaning polish and my sprays, hot breath is great too. You wouldn't need to use a surface polish or a cleaning spray to work on an edge. But the corner tool sure does make a world of difference. I used to do this back in the day, guys, with just like, I used to get tubing and just rub out, hold it in a certain way, and it was comfortable for me. But when I brought my services and products to, you know, a little bit more mainstream, you know, like, and selling these things, I put the wooden handle on it, and it just makes a world of difference. We're getting it. We are getting it. I just want to get it looking like I'm kind of hard to please. So if it looks good to me, I'll be happy with it. We're just going to do a little bit more on the front. And if you guys are new to working on cards, or I don't really care if you've been doing it forever, stay sharp, you guys. Always practice. I'm very fortunate to work on really nice cards on my show, but I tell you guys, I work on crappers all the time. So when I get to one like this, I'm not nervous or anxious. It's just a card, just an issue. Fix it up. Because no matter who's on the front, the composition of the card and everything's the exact same. We're getting close. I'm going to change my approach. I'm being really gentle with this part, guys. I got like 2 little bubbles. You might have heard me say that sometimes I look at like these edge bumps as like almost when you get putting on a decal or a sticker and you get little air bubbles under it. You just got to work them out and move them to a point where they're not there. And I'm going to try to get all this to go back to the edge, release whatever pressure that edge dang is holding. And in a perfect world, it's going to look really good. All right, let's do a little progress check. Getting better, but I can still see it, right? I'm gonna go to the back side again. By working on the back side, I'm still going to be working on the front side. I'll change the speed of the corner tool too. Sometimes you'll see me do these quick strokes. When I'm getting down to the final bump, I'll just slowly and consistently go down it. I'm just trying to get it to fall back into its original place. The back is looking good. It did have like a dent riding all the way along there. Now there are like a little bit of, almost looks like maybe where it got grabbed by the, I don't know, factory apparatus or whatever, but I can't do much with that. It's looking pretty good, guys. I think that, thank God, we're going to be able to save this one because it is such a nice card. Also, you guys, if you're working on corners here and stuff like this with humidity, again, like I said, practice. But sometimes, you know, if you get it 20 minutes into it, you don't want to ever saturate the card. I'm just using a little hot breath to get the card to kind of like lay down and do what I want it to do. You're welcome to put it down for an hour and come back and work on it. It's nice when you can just use like my spray or polish and clean up a dirty surface or whatever real quick. But when you're doing like stuff that requires patience and focus, don't rush it. Don't rush it. I really like what I'm seeing, guys. I'm going to show it to you in a second. But like I said, I don't want to keep picking it up and showing it to you. Let's just get to it. It's such a relief when you have such a bad edge and you can work it out. Look at that. They better not give us a 7.5 on that damn thing again. Look at that, dudes. Still see a little bit of bump, right? It's just a little bit, but we're going to get the rest of it. And if you want to keep watching, because I'm going to do the whole thing. And us working on the front edge, you got that back edge pretty darn good. Like I said, these are like little, I don't know what they are, and I'll see if I can get rid of them. But the biggest hit was this front. All right, we're on the final stages of this part. There's a couple things I want to touch on this card. Well, I just let the humidity do its thing, you guys. There's like a little, let me get some focus better. It's a little surface chip down there. It looks like an abrasion that's kind of chipped onto the surface, but I'm still going to put a little touch of polish on it and see if I can get that thing to work out. And there's a little bit of a soft corner that I think I showed you at the beginning of the video. Alrighty. See where we're at? See how I got the just that major ding out, but now we're getting to that edge. Now, guys, I'm just gonna pull it from this way to that way and see if I can just get that final little bump out of there. And I'm picking up, down, pick up, down, pick up. Zach Wilson, thank you. You worked well with me. Pretty sweet, right? You guys, you can do this. What I just did was probably add thousands of dollars to this card, and especially this guy like turns into a rock star. But let's keep on moving. There's another little touch up here on the corner. It's just a little annoying. There is a little bit of white in the corner, you guys, so I'm going to be working very quickly on this. I'm not going to use humidity on the corner because there's a little bit of white and I don't want to get it wet. So I'm just going to shovel, like I'm just shoveling that corner back into a safe place. Definitely better. But there's still a touch of white right there. It's a tiny, tiny, tiny one. But if BGS graded it a 9 corner, we'll just stick with it. And the last thing you guys want to do is I just want to see if I can get these little chips out of there. I hope that I can at least tone them down a little bit because any improvement helps. But if you guys have a chip in the surface, sometimes it's permanent, so don't fret. You're not doing it wrong. I'm just gonna use a little bit of my polish and an applicator. We're gonna stay far away from the autograph. I'm just gonna see if we can get this to work with us a little bit, because if it's something on the surface and I've misdiagnosed it, I'll be able to pull it off. And if it is a chip, usually, you know, when a chip happens, it's because of a force, something hits it. So if I can even get the polish down in those chips, it will tone it down a bit. Worked a little bit. I got like the remnants of the main hit around it. They must have been light enough where I could get those off. But I make my polish, you guys, to be like safe for grading and stuff, so it doesn't fill in holes and create a fake surface where you get like popped for like altering a card or something. It's just really good at cleaning and removing like little distress marks. So still there a bit, cleaned up a little bit better, but that was already on there. But so that top corner, you guys, is sharp again. This edge is flat again. The back edge is flat again. And we're gonna send this bad boy back in, and if we still get a 7.5 edge, I quit. I'm done. Somebody can take my spot, but I think we got it better than that. So guys, thanks for tuning in. Check me out anytime. Hit me with questions anytime, and join me every Wednesday night. Wednesday night live, 10 o'clock EST, coming from the Motor City here in Metro Detroit. I'm Kurt with Kurt's Card Care. Later.